Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Jamie Johnson. I'm the Interim Director for the School of Law Enforcement and Justice Administration, and welcome to WIU Inside the System, sponsored by Western Illinois University. Today we have a very special guest with us today. We have Dr. Jack Schafer. Dr. Schafer has been with our program for a number of years, but let's just give you a highlight, okay, of his background, okay? He is former FBI, worked with the Behavioral Analysis Unit of the FBI, and is now currently a full professor within our program. It is an absolute honor to have Dr. Schafer here, and we've had numerous requests to have him on our show, so it is exciting, Dr. Schafer, to have you here, sir.
Welcome.
So, Jack, how are you today?
I'm doing quite well, thank you.
All right, so Jack, okay, so I'm going to have a series of questions that have kind of been laid out, okay, and I want your honest opinion. The reason why we are doing this first series, okay, within our show is so that students, parents, and anyone who's interested in our program can get to know more about the faculty. The faculty and the staff are the heart and soul of our program, okay? So, a lot of requests to get to know you, Jack, all right? So, answer these questions honestly. I'll probably have you expand on a few of them depending on how you answer, okay, correct? And at the very end, we're going to do kind of like a speed round. And that speed round is simply designed to be fun, which was provided by your students, okay? so goal is have fun with it, right? Okay, so, all right, so Jack, can you enlighten us and tell us how did you get from point A to point Z, okay, in your career through the FBI, the Behavioral Analysis Unit? How did you get there?
Well, I'll give you a snapshot of my career.
That'd be great.
I initially started off as a merchant marine, working the ore boats on the Great Lakes. And then I came to Western Illinois University after that, and I was sidetracked somewhat. I didn't do as well as I thought I might. I ended up with 3 Fs and a D. So
Okay, now that's shocking.
so I figured it probably wasn't time for me to go to college.
Okay.
So I went into the Army
Okay.
and spent 3 years as a helicopter mechanic in Korea.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then I spent, once I got out of the Army, I came back to Western with renewed vigor. And I did somewhat better. And then I joined the Marine Corps for a couple of years. And then I graduated in 1978 from Western Illinois University with a law enforcement degree.
Excellent.
And, well, psychology major, minor in law enforcement.
Okay.
And I had 2 years left on my GI Bill. Mm-hmm. So I decided in May of '78, I wanted to go to grad school in fall of '78. And I wanted to be a psychologist.
Okay.
So what happened, I went to the chair of the psychology department, and he told me, you just can't sign up for grad school. I said, well, why not? I'm here, I got money, why don't I just, he said, no, you gotta matriculate, you gotta get interviewed, you gotta do papers and essays. And I said, well, I gotta use this, I wanted to be, still remain a student. So I went around a couple other departments, got the same story. Okay. Until finally I came to law enforcement. And they said, well, you have to do all those things, but tell you what we'll do. We'll let you apply as a provisional student.
Cool.
For the summer. And if you do well in the summer, we'll let you apply and go on to graduate school.
Excellent.
So what happened was, I made my plans to be a psychologist. But God changed my plans. I made my plans, but he directed my steps towards law enforcement. And then because I got a master's in law enforcement, that kind of set my path for law enforcement. Okay. And then again, I didn't really want to be a cop.
Okay. So
I graduated with my master's degree, and I was with a friend of mine in Chicago, and he wanted to go out to Hinsdale Police Department because he wanted to be a police officer. And they were hiring. So we went out to the police department. We were going to go out and get a few beers. Okay. Went out to the police department. He got an application, and he sat in the lobby and started filling it out. And I said, well, what am I going to do for an hour when you're filling that, the application out? He said, I don't know, just shut up and get an application and fill it out and stay busy.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
I can see this is going.
I get the job, he doesn't.
Oh.
So I believe it's all God's design.
Yeah, that's what I saw.
That I became a police officer. because that's where God wanted me to be.
Okay, that is great.
But my friend, a happy story, my friend went to the state police and ended up as a colonel, a lieutenant colonel. So he had a successful career.
That's
despite
excellent.
the little, we still joke about that. We're still friends. And I really didn't even want to be an FBI agent.
Really?
I was fueling up my cruiser. I started in Hinsdale in 1980, and in 85, I was getting kind of anxious to do something else.
Yeah.
And I just finished the night shift, and we were fueling up the cruiser, and we shared with another town the gas pump. Mm-hmm. And I told the guy, I said, hey, I'll see you tomorrow night. He said, no, not tomorrow. I just joined the FBI. They're hiring. Why don't you get an application? So I went home and got an application and
filled it out, right?
Filled it out, and I got hired because
that's excellent.
They were looking for pilots at the time.
Okay.
And I had my pilot's license.
Okay.
So, and I got that when I was 17.
Really?
Yeah. I was driving down the street and saw a sign that said, learn to fly today, and so I pulled in and learned to fly.
Wow.
So.
That's amazing. So what do you fly? I mean, what aircraft?
210s, Cessna 210s, 172s.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's excellent.
So then I got hired, and then I went to the academy, of course, and then I went to Flagstaff, Arizona,
okay,
which is the southwestern part of the United States, and they have Indian reservations out there.
Got it.
So I was assigned to work on the Indian reservation, Navajo and Hopi Indian reservations.
I understand.
And like most people maybe don't understand that Indian reservations are federally protected lands. State police can't go on, local police can't go on. The only people that can go on and administer law enforcement activities is federal government. So I was assigned, I was the only agent assigned to like 50 square miles of Indian reservation.
That's tough.
And we worked a lot of homicides, child molestation, rapes, murders, lots of different felonies.
Wow.
So I got a lot, it's like a police work.
Yeah.
So I got a lot of police work done there. And then I decided I wanted to learn a foreign language.
Really?
So I raised my hand, and they sent me to Defense Language Institute in Monterey, California. And I took Korean.
Really?
Yeah, so I spent a year full-time learning Korean.
Oh, I love it.
Then I was assigned to Los Angeles, where I went half my day spent at UCLA learning Korean.
Got it.
Because they have Korean classes there. And the other half I spent counter-espionage, which is catching spies, basically.
Got it.
So what happens is our country sends intelligence officers overseas to steal other people's secrets, and the other countries send intelligence officers to our country to steal our secrets. So I counterintelligence. Okay. So we call our people intelligence officers. We call their people spies.
Got
so
it.
Basically, I caught spies in California in the Defense Language Institute. I caught about 5 spies.
Okay.
And somebody up at headquarters took notice and said, how are you catching spies? So I told them, and they said, why don't you come back and talk to us about how you did it? And that's when I was introduced to the behavioral analysis program.
Okay.
And so people don't understand maybe the behavioral analysis program is not the one they typically see on TV. The behavioral analysis unit is the one that's referred to often on TV. Yeah. And those people go to a crime scene and they try to figure out who the suspect is based on the evidence and the artifacts at the crime scene. Okay. Is it organized crime scene, disorganized? Is it a person known to the victim, not known, stranger act, or different avenues there? What we did on the behavioral analysis or the behavioral program side is we typically, for example, we wanted to recruit somebody from the Chinese embassy. We wanted their secrets. So we'd find out where the secrets are and who has control of the secrets in the consulate or the embassy, and then we would collect all the information we could on that person. And then when we got sufficient information, the behavioral analysis program, the team members would come in, we would dissect that person's personality, look for vulnerabilities in the personality, and then when we develop recruitment strategies based on those vulnerabilities.
Okay.
So it would give us a higher percentage that they will betray their country and work for ours.
That's exciting.
Yeah. And then when 9/11 came, of course, we worked heavily into terrorism. And our primary goal was to find out, in high-value targets, how do you interview high-value targets who have strong ideology that's opposing your ideology? And how do you get them to give you more intelligence information? So we spent a lot of time analyzing suspects and then trying to develop psychological ways to get them to be more cooperative.
Okay.
Convince them to do the morally correct thing according to our standards.
Okay, I understand that.
And then after that, I worked 4 years for a company that did a lot of work overseas with other agencies.
Got it.
And then I had a 4-year contract with them, and then at the end of 4 years, I came to Western.
Okay. Wow, that's a lot. You have been blessed. You really have.
Yes.
That's excellent. That's excellent.
And I also, along the way, I also worked white supremacy groups, skinheads.
Did you work that with the FBI, your state
No,
police?
with the FBI.
Okay.
In Lancaster, California, there was a group called the Nazi Lowriders. It's a white supremacist group. And there were about 59 of them in Lancaster, and they were killing and stabbing minorities.
Wow.
And so they assigned me the case to take care of the business. So I worked that 2 or 3 years. We ended up arresting 30, I think it was 35 of the skinheads, and the rest of them left town because they didn't want to be arrested. So we solved that problem.
That's a tremendous career.
Yeah, well,
It's not done yet. I love it. Okay, just real quick, how many people were in the behavioral analysis program versus, say, the unit, or how does that work?
there was 9 of us across the country.
Got it. Okay.
And what we did was different than the BAU. The BAU had a permanent staffing in Quantico. With the behavior analysis program, they decided that would be a collateral program for us.
Okay.
In other words, we're still working the field.
Got it.
So when we go out and consult on these cases, a lot of agents will say, yeah, when's the last time you caught a spy? I said, well, last week. When's the last time you caught one? And they said, you still work? I said, yeah, we work. This is collateral duty. So that gives us a lot of credibility.
Understood. That's excellent. That is excellent. Okay, so interesting stories. Okay, so a lot of students, specifically when they come in, their eyes are wide open, and some students, believe it or not, actually start looking at our faculty and going, oh my, what have they all done, right? What are, say, like maybe 1 to 2 or even 3 interesting stories that you can describe, if allowed, okay, about your training? And it could be anything, say, with the state police, it could be anything with the FBI, the behavioral analysis unit. What can you divulge to say, hey, this is how I was trained, and this is what you may actually go through if you decide to go your route and become another Dr. Schafer?
Well, one of the interesting things about training is you can't be standout and you can't be sluggish. You have to stay right in the middle, that gray area.
Okay.
Because people remember the best and then remember the worst. and in training situations, especially where there's a lot of stress involved, you want to stay right in the middle. You don't want to bring any undue attention to yourself. And you have to work hard. And the advice I would give people is you find something you really like, that you have passion for, then attack it with fervor. Okay. And no matter what it is, the cream rises to the top. It's like a lot of students want to become behavioral analysts like I was. Yeah. And I said, there's only 9 of us in the country. But if you're good, you will rise to the top. And I'll just give you one example of an agent came in and approached me in Los Angeles and said, I want to be a behavioral analyst. I'm a brand new agent, but I want to eventually become a behavioral analyst.
I hear brand new, I'm thinking.
No, she's right out of the academy.
Yeah.
So she says, can I just shadow you for a little bit? Can I just hang out? I said, yeah, okay, no problem. Mm-hmm. So she got to meet me. She got to meet the team members. Okay. I couldn't take her outside of Los Angeles, but we had a lot of cases in Los Angeles. She would actually quietly sit in and observe our our deliberations and how we did things, and she got to know people, and eventually she made some comments, and so she got to know everybody. And so when an opening came, of course, they're going to pick her because they know her, and she's an eager beaver, and she took her time, and she worked hard, and she took it very seriously. So there are ways to get on the team. But the problem is, there's only 9 people. And if we all have 10, 12 years on the job, we still got 8 to go. Yeah. And if we all have 8 to go, you're not getting a job for 8 years. Correct. Because we're not retiring.
That is correct.
The behavioral analysts, nobody retired. I mean, nobody quit. We just retired. No, because it's such a great job.
Well, I bet it sounds like it.
We got called out on the biggest cases in the country.
Well, that's one thing. It sounds like, number one, you can never be bored. It sounds like you would always be challenged. Yeah. And that had to make it exciting to simply get up every day.
Yeah, I woke up every day and counted it a privilege to go to work. I woke up and said, yes, I get to go to work today. And then weekend always got in the way. I said, wow.
I love that.
I got to go home. I can't work. I can't finish this lead until Monday.
So you're not a workaholic then?
No, I'm not.
I love it.
Because when you do what you have passion for, it's not work.
I would agree to that.
By those standards, I never worked a day in my life.
My wife might disagree with us. Just one of those.
Because I enjoy crisis situations. Yeah. Making sense out of crises. Yeah. I enjoy the challenge of catching spies. I enjoy the challenge of just even criminal work on the Indian reservation was a challenge.
Oh, I bet it was.
So it was just fun. I just enjoyed my work.
I don't know if you can't answer this, you can't answer it, right? Okay. Out of catching spies, right? Was there a country or an entity that would say, man, that was the most problematic or toughest?
Well, any spy is problematic.
I would give you that. I will give you that. But was there an entity going, because you said even after 9/11, the ideological line is, was that more challenging? Was another group more challenging to you? Or were they the same?
It's more of the professional intelligence agencies, probably Russia and China. Okay. Because what happens is they only send their best to the United States. Okay. And the difference between criminal work and counterintelligence work is a crook usually exits the bank, waves to the camera, says, "Hi, Mom," and then he's caught in a couple days because you can't fix stupid. Yeah. But when you are an intelligence agency like Russia or China, and you come to the United States, you have to be on your toes. You have to really do well so you don't get caught. So I like going up against people that are almost, better than I am or equal to my skills. It's like playing a chess game. Got it. You make a move and you say, what is that guy going to do? If I do this, what's he going to do? And then you got to think 2 or 3 steps ahead of what he's going to do. Because he's making a move thinking, what are you going to do? So you have to make a feint here and then come around the other side, or, it's just sometimes you win, sometimes you lose.
I could tell you like the competition.
I love the competition.
You're just igniting up. It's like, let's go, right? Okay. I love it. Okay, so this may be your favorite question. I don't know. Okay. What is your biggest failure, and what did you learn from that experience?
Probably, all right. My biggest failure in counterintelligence probably would be one of the first cases I worked. Okay. And I was up against the Russians. Okay. And I failed miserably. Okay. I mean, it was a total trumpet.
Yep.
So I went back to the old guys and said, what happened? What went wrong? Let's do a post-mortem on this. And they looked at it and they said, well, tell me what you did. And I told them, and they said, you did everything you were trained to do, in the academy. I said, yeah. And they said, yeah, no, they have our playbook. They know what you're going to do. Yeah. You got to do something different than what you're trained to do. I understand. I said, well, how do you figure that out? Time. You just got to keep going at it. So that always stuck with me as a gigantic failure.
You adapted. You overcome. A little military for you.
Oh, and I'll tell you another. I just thought of another failure. I've got a lot of industrial strength mistakes.
I'm with you on that.
As a police officer,
Yes.
I wrote a report, and it said, I wrote like, Tim told Jim that he stole the stereo out of the car. And so,
Really? That's what you wrote. I've seen
in my report. So then I go to court.
Yeah.
And then the attorney asked me, "Do you know English?" Defense attorney, "Yes, I know English." "Did you take English in college?" "Yes, 101, 102, 102. Okay. "Do you know what a pronoun is?" "Yes." "Do you know what an antecedent is?" "Yes." "What is it?" I said, "It's the last gender-specific noun." So he says, "Well, let's look at your report."
Oh, no.
Tim told Jim he did it. So he goes back to Jim.
Yeah, you're in trouble.
And he said, "So you're saying here in court that Jim's the one that stole the stereo?" I said, No. Tim did it." He said, "That's not what's in your report."
Yeah.
"So did you lie in your report, or are you lying now?"
Oh, yeah, you're in trouble.
Yeah, and there was like sweat rings coming
Oh,
out.
yeah.
I'm like, you're going, oh. And when that sweat drips down your, it's cold the time it gets to your belt. And I look to the prosecutor, "Help me," and no help. I look to the judge, and he's smirking.
Oh, yeah,
He's going, "Answer the question, officer."
Yeah, and you're like, I am so.
I said, "So, what do you have? What do you choose? Incompetence or lying?"
Yeah.
"I'm incompetent, sir." He says, "Okay, case dismissed." So then
Ouch. Yeah.
I drag out of the courtroom. The first stop I made was to the library, because we had libraries back then. We didn't have the internet.
Yeah.
And I grabbed the English book, Little Brown Handbook of English. I read it cover to cover, and I swore it would never happen to me again. And that's why I'm so strict with our students as far as report writing.
Because I know you said this, I'm like, no way. I was like,
Well, that's where I became so focused on report writing. You have to write a report to defend yourself against attorneys in the courtroom. That's why I'm so strict. I try to tell students that, but I don't think they're going to realize that lesson until they learn it themselves the hard way.
until they sweat and they realize either they have to say I'm lying or I'm incompetent, and it hurts.
Yes, it does. So,
Yeah, honestly.
but anytime you're new, you're going to make mistakes.
Well, of course.
So what you got to do is you just got to get in, play the game, play the best you can, win, lose, or draw. Well, some you shouldn't play, but
No, yes, I do. I think we could have an entire episode on mistakes. And people will be like, let's watch that one. So
it's what you learn from your mistakes that makes you a better person, have stronger character.
I agree, 1,000%. Okay, so a lot of the students come in, I'm 17, 18 years old, okay? So, and a lot of them will be either say they're going to want to look at a faculty member, and their number one thing is, how do I be them? Okay, we hear this a lot. But some of them are coming in so serious and so hyped up that they make one mistake, they falter. Some are zero seriousness, going, I think I'll get through, maybe, okay? So we get these spectrums, and I'm giving you opposites, right? What would you tell your 18-year-old self now? If you can go back in history and say, give them some advice. Give me 3 specs of advice that we would tell the 18-year-old Jack Schafer. What would it be?
It would probably be find something you really like.
Okay.
And a lot of times you have to, especially in college, you can experiment with different classes and different subjects. So what you want to do is find something you like that you think you can spend the rest of your life working on, right?
That's fair. Yeah.
And then attack it with fervor and passion.
Okay.
Because if you follow that, even if it's something difficult, you can still achieve that goal. And set goals for yourself. And I'll give you an example. When I was in junior in high school, I had a geography teacher that said, I want you to write down the 5 goals that you want to achieve in your life. Big ones, not the little ones, the big ones.
Yeah.
So, being from the south side of Chicago, I named my 5, and my 5 were, number 1, I wanted to publish a book. Number 2,
You've done that in space.
I wanted to learn a foreign language.
Done that.
Number 3, I wanted to learn, what'd I say? Oh, I wanted to learn how to play Love is Blue on the piano.
Can you play piano?
Yes, no, I'll tell you the story real quick.
Like, wait a minute, yes,
So-
no. Whoa!
and I wanted to become a pilot.
Okay.
So I achieved all those goals first, and then the last one was this Love is Blue on the piano.
Okay.
I don't know where I got that from,
Yeah.
but that was a big goal.
Yeah.
So when my kids got to the age where they could play the piano, I told the piano teacher, I'm going to take lessons from you, and I'm going to learn how to play Love is Blue on the piano 1 time, straight through, no mistakes, on tape, and then I'm quitting. So I learned.
That's good.
So I learned how to play Love is Blue. It took me 6 months,
You're serious about that goal?
but I have no talent with music.
I don't either.
Nothing. I mean, they throw me out of church when I sing. So what happens is I learned.
You and I are in the same boat in this one.
I finally learned how to play that, and I practiced and practiced, and finally, I did it. I put the cover down on the piano, and she said, "You're serious? You're leaving?" I said, "That's my goal. I'm done. You're never going to play the piano again?" No.
No.
So that was my last big goal.
Well, I can say this so far. You are clearly driven. It's like since birth.
But my point is, make goals for yourself, not long-term goals, lifelong goals. And I achieved them.
Yes, you did.
Just because I wanted to achieve those goals and I set them.
That's huge. That's huge.
But it wasn't until I didn't start publishing writing, and I practiced for 30, 40 years.
Well, correct.
Yeah, I started when I was 8. I wanted to be a writer. And so I didn't get my first publication until I was like 40.
It's really good, dude. Okay, so.
And then it's a skill you have to practice. You have to.
Of course, yeah.
You have to develop. I didn't get it as a gift. God didn't say you're a writer. No.
Yeah.
He said, I'll give you the means to
dive into
to
it.
dive into it and try to get to be a good writer. And I ran into some really good mentors who directed me how to write. And then we ended up being, we found some limited success in writing. So
That's excellent. Could you play that song today?
no, I can hum it.
I was like,
Blue, 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 my love is blue, blue is my love.
we're getting singing now? This is awesome. I love that.
The 2 things I can't do.
Every music teacher's going, I love it. Okay, so, all right, Jack. Okay, so can you provide us the 3 most, and there could be more, influential people that have influenced your career, or you as the person?
Human people?
Yes.
So
Okay, what do you mean by human? I'm going to ask this question now.
We have Jesus. Is he on the table?
Of course he's on the table.
Okay,
And
well,
he was human.
That's what I'm saying. Are we on the table?
Okay,
So
yeah. Sure, go ahead.
He would be number 1.
Okay,
Because
all right.
I put my faith in Jesus as a Savior.
I understand.
And that's what's more important than living life in eternity in heaven. I mean, that's it.
I understand that.
Aside from that, probably the most important people are the people that taught me, you know what? When I first wanted to be a public speaker, I was in front of 750 people
The first time?
the first time.
Oh, my.
And they wanted me to talk about a case I did on the Indian reservation with child molestation. So I thought I knew the case well enough.
Oh, no.
Because I lived it,
I
right?
can already see this. All right, go on.
I got up on that stage and I blanked. I mean, it was horrible. And they taped it and said, "Hey, you want the tape?" No, I don't want the tape.
That's out there somewhere, isn't it?
Yes, it is. So,
Every student's going to be searching for that tape if they get their hands on it.
so then an agent came up to me. He was part of the behavioral analysis unit.
Oh, really?
And he was in the crowd. And he said, "Jack, I think we need to go to lunch."
Okay.
And I said, "Okay, that's I thought it was an honor." Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
And then somebody else came and said, hey, can we join you? He says, no, I just want to talk to Jack. And I went, oh, this is not good. This is not good. So we sat down to lunch, and I'm waiting for the hammer to came, which it came.
Yeah.
He said, Jack, do you want to be a public speaker? I said, yeah, I really do. He says, yeah, we got to work on this. He said, you want me to sugarcoat it or just let you have it? I said, just let me have it. He said, you sucked. And I said, oh.
Yeah, okay. I can see you. Okay, yes, sir.
I went, okay, this isn't going well.
Yeah.
I said, so what do I do to get better? And he's the one that told me, practice. I said, where do I practice this? He said, you go to church. I go, yes. He said, volunteer to make the announcements every Sunday. Yeah. Volunteer, stand up and just make little speeches to get used to being around people. Yeah. And it worked.
That's
so
excellent.
I thank him for what? And he's one of the people that he had the courage to tell me I did something wrong. Mm-hmm. He knew he would bruise my ego. Yeah. But I said, no, I want to do well. Mm-hmm. So I try to tell our students that I'm strict with them.
Correct.
As far as writing goes. I said, if nobody tells you that you're wrong, mm-hmm. then you're not going to do anything right the rest of your career.
That's correct.
But if I tell you you're wrong, your ego, your tissue paper thin ego will be destroyed. And what's more important, your ego getting bruised or you being successful in life? Well, in the instant, it's my ego being bruised.
Yeah, yeah.
So I get a lot of feedback with, why are you so hard? Why are you making fun of me? I'm not making fun of you. If I don't tell you you're making a mistake, you'll never get it right.
You care.
Well,
it's okay, Jack. Here's what, I can see you care.
No. Here's why I care. This is why I tell my class.
Sure.
I want you to get a job. Yep. I want you to get educated, get a job, make lots of money, pay your taxes to support my federal pension. So it's not about the students, it's about me, right?
Oh, I believe that. That's excellent. That's excellent.
It's true.
Oh, I love it.
It's like a big Ponzi scheme. If we don't have people paying taxes, I don't get my pension.
Oh, my goodness. Is there anyone else that would you say was influential in your life?
Oh, probably my co-author, Marvin.
Okay.
What he did was, and again, I just think it's divine intervention because getting published is difficult.
Yes, it is.
So the first time I wrote a book, I worked with another behavioral analysis colleague, and we cold emailed Charles C. Thomas, and he published it.
Whoa, look at that.
So then I wrote another book, The Like Switch, and I wanted to get it published. So I cold emailed Simon & Schuster, and just a random editor. Yeah. And he wrote back in 2 weeks, said, yeah, we'll buy the book. But there's a caveat here. I said, oh, what's that? Yeah. He said, you wrote it like a textbook. I said, yeah, because I'm a textbook writer. I'm a professor. Yeah. And they go, we want it more general. Yeah. So we're going to recommend you work with an author named Marvin Carlins. I said, oh, that's cool. Yeah. So I met Marvin, and he said, I'll fix it up for you. I said, no, Marvin. You're going to teach me how to write and become a better writer. So he says, well, okay. But he's in Tampa. So I spent 2 weeks with him in Tampa, like 12, 14 hours a day.
Oh, my.
And he taught me how to write.
Oh, that's excellent.
So and then subsequent, we've written other books, and yeah, we made a pretty good team. So he was influential in my life because he taught me how to write.
Oh, that's excellent. And
I tell students, if you learn how to write, you're going to be successful because your peers can't. Yeah. So you're going to stand out because the young folks spend too much time on the texting and they don't read and they don't write well. But now you get somebody, I teach them, if you write well, and I go across the country, ask, when I do my other training, I ask the people who do the hiring, and they say the 3 things that hurt young kids. Number 1, they can't write.
Yep.
Number 1, they're out of shape. Or number 2, they're out of shape. No, actually, number 1, they're out of shape. Number 2, they can't write.
We can do this.
And number 3, they can't talk to people.
Yeah.
And he said, and I said, well, what if you had somebody that could do all 3 of those things? He looked at me, he says, I would tell you, I thought I saw a unicorn.
Wow.
So you try to tell students, this is the way to succeed.
I love it.
But they don't know until they get there.
And then sometimes it's a reality check. And
Yeah.
they go, well, why didn't you say? We did say, multiple times. So on that, okay, because you kind of hit this one. I talked about one piece of advice you would give someone starting out in the field. If you gave me one piece of advice, never seen me before, what would you tell me?
Don't be stupid.
Well, that's blunt. And sometimes you'd be like, I'm going to be stupid, Jack. Okay, I got to write that down. Sorry. Oh, my goodness. Okay, that's good. Okay, okay, we're going to move on from that one. What's the one thing in your career that you simply didn't expect, that you didn't see coming, and it shocked you and kind of set you, not that you set you back or set you forward, but that was a shocker?
Probably the amount of work. You have excitement on the street, right?
Yeah.
For every, I kind of averaged this out. For every minute of excitement on the street, you got about 8 hours of paperwork.
Yeah.
Because you have to justify everything you did. Because everything we do is very serious. Because
Yep.
it's like the government's giving us this rounded nose pair of scissors, not the sharp ones. And we're cutting that part out of the Constitution with that pursuit of happiness clause, right? We're cutting that out of people's Constitution.
Uh-huh.
It takes a lot of paperwork.
Yes, it does.
And it has to be correct paperwork, well-written paperwork. I still haven't got my sharp scissors yet. I got the round nose ones.
Could be a good thing.
But I can run with those. I can't run with the sharp ones.
I understand. I understand totally. Okay, so a lot of students, they're coming in because they've watched TV. Okay, let's make this absolutely clear. Now, okay, I'll say back in my day, I'll use this terminology. I grew up with 4 channels: ABC, CBS, NBC, and PBS. That's what we had growing up. Okay, right? You probably have more than me. Okay, I have no idea. Okay, but so they come in and they talking about name all these shows, right? I don't even know, you may not even be watching TV, but is there a TV show that you know of that can get something right?
No.
And how far-fetched are they?
Far-fetched. What you got to realize,
Yeah.
that's for entertainment.
Correct.
It's not for, most people try to learn law enforcement through Beale Street Blues or whatever, where they take the guy.
I remember that show.
They beat him.
It's like, yeah.
But Zipowitz or whatever, he'd take him and pound him out. You can't get a confession out of somebody through torture.
I agree. 1,000%.
You have to kill them with kindness.
We'll be talking about that later. No, I find that a lot. And, I had one recently, okay, and their comment was, I want to be BAU, that's all I want to do. And my comment was, what have you read up on it? 0. How do you even know about it? TV. So I was like, well, what makes you excited about it? Well, I love the Lear jets that they're flying around in. And by the time I was done, I was sitting there. Even the parrot was like going, oh, no, does that make sense, right? And I was like, so did you get your Lear jet? Did you get that private jet?
No, in fact, when I was a new agent,
Okay.
there wasn't even enough cars to go around. So I didn't get a car. So I'm complaining, I want a car, I can't do my work without a car. And one of the old timers came over and said, look, Junior, all you need is a pad of paper, a pencil, and some bus tokens.
Really?
Get out there and get your job done. So I went, oh, okay.
Wow. Okay.
That's exactly what I did. I took the bus and got my leads done until I could get a car.
Oh, my goodness. Okay. Well, wow. Can you tell me this? Okay. How is, between the time you went through the academy to, say, a new agent going in today, what are 2 differences that you've seen? And it could be good or bad. It's
Well,
up to you.
The agents, just real quickly, how it works, just kind of generally, not. I'm not trying to say everybody's this way, but
Correct.
when we were first in the bureau, we couldn't spend more than 15 minutes at our desk
Okay.
because they said the crooks don't come to the office. You
Well,
got to
yeah.
go to the crooks.
That'd be fair, yeah.
So we would go out and we would meet with the local police departments, the state troopers, the parole officers, the probation officers. We'd hang out all there
Okay.
and get friends with them. But what we didn't realize we were doing is making a lot of networking.
Yeah.
So we got to know everybody. And if something came up, they would call us. Now, from what I understand, if you're gone from 15 minutes from your desk, the supervisor wants to know where you're at. So they spend
That's
more
a different
time
paradigm.
Well, they spend more time in front of the computer
Yeah.
because we didn't have the computer back then. We had to go out and
You know, we say this to students, they kind of give you a look. I didn't have internet.
no,
growing
we
up,
had to go
so-
out and actually talk to people.
Oh my goodness.
Knock on a door and say hi.
That's hilarious.
But now everything's, and I understand why, because there's a lot of databases that are available that probably could get information quicker than we could back in the day.
And it's a different time, and I understand that too, okay? But
Different crimes.
yeah, but the human relationships is going to still be there
Yeah.
at some point. All right, Jack. Okay, so this last series, okay, we just basically call it speed questions, and they are simple responses. Unless you say something, then I'm going to have to tie you in, okay? And I may have to do that, okay? So, and these come from your students, so we are. We'll see what you say, okay, right? And again, it's not stuff you're thinking on for 20 minutes. It's just what first comes to mind, Jack, okay, right?
All right.
So don't overanalyze, okay?
No,
Okay, so, and I even gave you one before, remember? Okay, so, all right, so dog or cat?
Dog.
Why?
My dog. Only my dog. I
Why?
hate all other dogs.
Why?
Because they're my dogs.
Well, why not a cat?
I don't like cats.
Why don't you like cats?
Because I like dogs.
Do you believe dogs are more loyal?
Of course they are.
Okay, there we go. So, what type of dog you got?
A Yorkshire Terrier, 3 of them.
Oh my goodness! I bet the tiny ones, those tiny
Yeah.
ones, right? Okay. I love dogs too, so there you go. All right.
I don't
So,
love your dog.
well, I know you don't. Well, I have a bulldog, so everyone should love mine. You're wearing my dog, so I can Okay, Jack. What's your favorite color?
Blue.
What kind of blue?
Blue.
What's the blue? Dark blue, light blue. Remember, I'm colorblind, so
Regular blue.
regular. What is regular blue?
Medium blue.
Medium blue.
That blue.
Oh, that helps me. Yeah, everyone knows me well. Goes, yeah, he can't see that color. Okay. What is the last book you read?
What was it? The Other Side of History.
Really?
It was 48 lectures of what life was like in BC.
Oh, that's cool.
Not from the rich people's standpoint, but from the poor people.
Okay, that's
So they were on the other side of history. So the slaves,
Yeah.
the peasants,
that's
the
really
common
fascinating.
workers. Yeah,
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. What is your favorite time of day? Morning, afternoon, or night?
morning.
Okay. Has it always been?
Yes, I do all my work between 4 a.m. and 10 a.m.
I'm up at 4 a.m. Do you know how many people are not up at 4 a.m.? Let me tell you.
I haven't taken account.
Yeah, there's not many. Okay, so
But after that, I have to do more manual work.
I understand that totally. Okay. Favorite TV show?
I like the Turner Classic Movies.
Okay. All right. Do you have a favorite movie?
Yeah, The Man Who Would Be King.
Man Who Would Be King. I do not know that one.
Rudyard Kipling.
Okay. Favorite hobby?
Writing. Bicycles.
Well, I assumed. I didn't want to just say it. Okay, so I got that. How many miles do you normally ride a day?
40, 50 miles a day.
Oh, my.
Not every day, every other day. Because I'm old, I have to recover.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's let that go. Okay.
But a lot of times I'll do a 25, 30 miler
Wow.
when I don't have much time.
Okay. And what is your favorite skill set no one knows about?
I'm mean.
Oh, you were not mean. Okay. How about this? Hiding that maybe you're mean, okay? All right, last question, Jack. Okay, what is your favorite food?
My favorite food?
Yeah.
ham, mashed potatoes, and corn.
Okay.
Corn's king.
Okay. All right, Dr. Schafer, thank you.
You're welcome.
Sir, it's a pleasure having you. Let me tell you, I've been enlightened. That's one thing. All right. Okay, so thank you again for coming. So, all right, everyone. We're going to conclude this episode. We just want to thank you so much for watching this episode with Dr. Schafer. I don't know about you, but I love learning about him more and more, as well as the rest of our faculty. Please stay tuned to future episodes of WIU Inside the System. Have a good day.